Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun, Shows World.
Welcome to Shows World Gamers. Josh here, and as we kick off another week, I wanted to take a few minutes to let you know what games are dropping this week. I will highlight the biggest games this week, then give a full list for the Nintendo Switch, the PlayStation 4, the PlayStation 5, the Xbox One, and Xbox Series systems at the end of the video, so make sure you stay tuned for that. But do me a quick favor, if you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any of the fun here on the channel.
Increased damage received.
Alright gamers, and we're going to start with Super Mario RPG. It is releasing this week exclusively on the Nintendo Switch. Now this is a full remake of the Super Nintendo game, which was the first RPG starring Mario characters, and it was made in a partnership between Nintendo and Squaresoft. This version of the game has been completely updated and overhauled with updated graphics, sound, and even gameplay elements to make it even better than the original version, which is already a classic game. While this game won't have the same widespread appeal of the adventure platforming gameplay style of Super Mario Bros. Wonder, this game does offer a fun story and classic turn-based role-playing game gameplay with some modern gameplay elements that keeps the game feeling fresh. This is a classic game, and I highly recommend giving this game a shot. Now, Persona 5 Tactica is yet another spin-off from the Atlas Sega 2016 RPG Persona 5 that continues to give us awesome games. This time we are getting a tactics-based role-playing game with an all-new story and the return of fan-favorite characters with some brand new allies as well as foes. The game is releasing this week on the Nintendo Switch, the PlayStation 4, the PlayStation 5, PC, Xbox One, and Xbox Series systems, and it's a day one release on Game Pass. Now, Hogwarts Legacy had a staggered release with the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series systems as well as PC version releasing first. Then a few months later we got the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One versions released. Well, after many delays, this week we are finally getting the much anticipated Nintendo Switch release of the game. The game is an open world action-adventure role-playing game where you play as a Hogwarts student that takes place 100 years before the Harry Potter films. I played the game when it initially launched on the Xbox Series X, and I would definitely consider this one of the best games that released this year. I would definitely kind of check out some videos of the game before you make a decision. I would probably suggest playing it on the PS5 or Xbox Series systems if you can do that. But if you only have a Switch, check out some videos of the game, make a decision if you think it looks good enough. I've heard some really good things that this is a good port, but this is a very ambitious port for the Switch, so it's definitely not going to look as good as the other games. This is a huge game, but it's a fantastic game. Now, The Last Faith is releasing this week on the Nintendo Switch, the PlayStation 4, the PlayStation 5, the Xbox One, Xbox Series systems. If you're a fan of the classic 2D Metroidvania style game, you have been eating well. Indie developers have been delivering some great experiences in this genre. And The Last Faith, it fits that bill. The game resembles a Castlevania-style game with a dark gothic style, but it really turns up the difficulty to a Soulsborne style as it thrives on merciless and precise combat with a huge range of weapons, firearms, and custom executions at your disposal. Now, Bluey the video game is also releasing this week on the Nintendo Switch, PlayStation 4, the PlayStation 5, the Xbox One, and Xbox Series systems. The Australian Disney Junior animated show is an absolute huge hit with young kids all over the world. The game does have the original voice actors from the show lending their voices to the game, and if you have young kids who are fans of this show, this game will be a surefire hit if they find it under their Christmas tree this year.
For real life.
Alright gamers, and now for the full list, starting with November 13th with Spirit Tea, which is releasing on the Nintendo Switch, the Xbox One, Xbox Series systems, as well as a day one release on Game Pass. UFO, Robot Grandizer, The Feast of the Wolves, releasing on PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Xbox One, and Xbox Series systems. Super Crazy Rhythm Castle, releasing on Nintendo Switch, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Xbox One, and Xbox Series systems. Moving to November 14th, where we finally get the long-awaited release of Hogwarts Legacy, releasing on the Nintendo Switch. Moving to November 15th, we have The Last Faith, releasing on the Nintendo Switch, the PlayStation 4, the PlayStation 5, the Xbox One, and Xbox Series systems. Teardown, which looks like a pretty good game, releasing on the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series systems. Any of you guys play that? Let me know how it is in the comments. Moving to November 16th, we have Flashback 2, releasing on the Nintendo Switch, the PlayStation 4, the PlayStation 5, the Xbox One, and Xbox Series systems. Jagged Alliance 3, releasing on the PlayStation 4, the PlayStation 5, the Xbox One, and Xbox Series systems. Bluey the video game, for the little gamers out there, releasing on the Nintendo Switch, the PlayStation 4, the PlayStation 5, the Xbox One, and Xbox Series systems. Moving to November 17th, we have Naruto X Boruto Ultimate Ninja Storm Connections, releasing on the Nintendo Switch, the PlayStation 4, the PlayStation 5, the Xbox One, and Xbox Series systems. Persona 5 Tactica, releasing on the Nintendo Switch, the PlayStation 4, the PlayStation 5, the Xbox One, Xbox Series systems, as well as a day one release on Game Pass. We also have Warhammer Age of Sigmar Realms of Ruin, releasing on the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series systems. Then we have the release I'm really excited for this week, and that being Super Mario RPG, which is releasing exclusively on the Nintendo Switch. Alright gamers, that concludes this week's new video game releases, but there are always a few surprise titles that show up or slip through the cracks, especially indie games and Switch games. So if there is something good we missed, definitely drop it in the comments and let us know if you're picking anything up this week. And if you're new, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Shoj World, out.